Hey everyone, James Azar here with CyberHub Engage. I've been able to hijack the entire Synack executive team, and I've now kidnapped a former NSA agent and brought him here for a 15-minute interview. He's also happens to be the CTO and Co-Founder, right?
That's right.
Mark Kuhr, if that's his real name. We don't know with these NSA guys. We just don't know. Is that your real identity?
I can't confirm that's my real identity, but I will deny it.
You will deny it. That's awesome. I love it. So, real quickly, you left the agency. You and Jay, we had the opportunity to talk to Jay a little bit earlier. Co-founded Synack. What was the whole idea behind founding this company, and kind of what was its purpose and mission?
Yeah. So the idea behind Synack is to bring a more realistic offensive testing style to the commercial sector. You know, Jay and I were on the offensive side of doing cyber operations at the National Security Agency. And by doing that, start to realize that the way that we're protecting our networks and our applications really isn't effective. The adversaries can really come in with impunity and exploit us at any point in time.
Right.
And so what we're trying to do with Synack is really change the mindset, recruit researchers who are the best in their field from all over the world, bring them onto our software platform and deploy them in an on-demand fashion to find exploitable vulnerabilities as quickly as possible ahead of the adversaries.
What's your vision for this company? I mean, you guys founded it in 2013. You guys have been doing this now for 7 years. What's the next 7 years look like for the company?
The reality is we have a major cybersecurity talent gap. And so the opportunity for Synack is to really bridge that gap, recruit from the global workforce of talent, and bring them onto a software platform that allows them to share their skills with the world and extend the platform into other areas of security. So we're really looking at how this can scale and replace the traditional model of bringing consultants in on a time and materials basis, and instead make this a more on-demand platform.
And in cybersecurity, when you tell me we have, security researchers from 85 countries, I go, I don't know that the U.S. has 85 country allies in the world, right? So, that kind of, how do you guys build that trust, with your customers and then within your security researcher community so that people really trust you and then you can trust them with your customers?
Well, the United Nations has a lot of countries that are a part of it, right? And so our goal is to really branch out and bring in good people from all over the world. And we believe that people are inherently good and they want to do a good job. They want to share their skills with the world. And this platform will allow them to make a living and support their families and hopefully grow in their careers as well.
It's the concept behind kind of this company and your trajectory. I mean, you guys grew really fast. How do you feel like you guys overcame those obstacles to really achieve this level of growth? What was kind of your catalyst to success here?
It sounds cliche, but it comes down to hard work and persistence. Recognizing what we're good at and what we're not good at, and being really introspective about the areas that we can improve upon. It's really important that you just continue to improve. You bring in talent to fill the gaps in your team, and you continue to grow in areas that need work.
So one of your initiatives, we're in election season. In case you've missed any of the stuff going on,
it's hard to miss.
It's very hard to miss, and one of the aspects is you guys have a really great initiative for local governments for this election season. Can you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, our election security initiative is really focused on helping the states and local governments accelerate their cybersecurity practices. So what we've offered is pro bono security testing with our community who allows us to deploy our community of cybersecurity researchers against election infrastructure, against voting systems and voter record applications. It allows us to help close external security gaps in the election infrastructure that would potentially be exposed to an adversary. The goal is to do this as quickly as possible and as far in advance of the election as possible.
So thinking of that, it's open to any municipality anywhere in the 50 states.
Yes.
How do you know how people can get in touch with you for this?
Absolutely. They can go to our website and just hit contact us. It's real simple. Reach out to us and we will consult with you on the best way to secure your election infrastructure.
And it's a free service.
It's a free service, yes.
No hidden fees. No, like pay me now and give me a credit card on file.
No hidden fees. We are excited to help the states secure their infrastructure. But the Department of Homeland Security does have funding to also help the states secure their infrastructure.
Right, through CISA.
Yeah, through CISA, they've approved $400 million to help the states allocate, the right funds, very targeted on the election infrastructure, specifically the technical infrastructure that we rely upon to count votes and to receive votes from the populace.
Very interesting. I was with the Fulton County Commissioner in Atlanta, Georgia. A few weeks ago, we had breakfast and she was showing me the new voting machines, and we were talking to some of the IT guys and security guys who are helping set up the infrastructure. And I couldn't help but when I asked them, I go, so has anyone externally tested your theory behind election security? And the room kind of went, well, we're considering it. And I'm like, now I'm going to hook them up with you guys.
That's a great idea. We'd love to take a look. I think that's the message of the Synack model, is really be the adversary, act like the adversary, try to do what they're going to do ahead of them doing. And so the idea here is that we can kick the tires and try to exploit vulnerabilities that may exist ahead of an adversary actually doing that to us.
So while we're at the topic of election security, I've got a provocative question to ask you, because I've been interviewed multiple times on election security. I know you have as well.
You said no hard questions.
No, it's not a hard question. It's a provocative question. Is it feasible for someone to really hack our elections, hack our machines, and change results without raising 500 red flags in the process?
Well, the good news about our election infrastructure is it's really disjointed, and there's not one machine in every 50 states.
Right.
There's a lot of different vendors.
Different counties use different things.
Exactly. It's very diverse. So to carry out a large-scale technical attack that actually changed the vote would be very difficult. But any kind of attack that corrupts public trust and raises doubt is what we're really trying to avoid.
And I think that's the whole idea behind kind of, I was on One American News Network earlier this week, and I spoke about election security, and someone said, well, the Russians are just going to try to help one of these guys win. We're not going to say who. It doesn't really matter. And so, I'm in the idea that they're really not going to go hacking machines, because President Trump in 2018 also kind of launched a preemptive cyber attack against a bunch of infrastructure that was targeting our elections. It was kind of like a hidden headline because it was a successful cyber attack. So my question to you, Mark, is the real threat to our election the disinformation, misinformation, and distrust, or the actual hacking of machines?
It's both, because it all goes back to public trust. Anything that compromises the public trust is a threat to the election, in my opinion. So it's very important to go after both. And do what we can to make the public very confident that their vote counted and our system has integrity.
And Synack is offering a free pen testing service.
That's right.
To pretty much any municipality in the U.S.
Yep,
for absolutely
we're here to help.
Free. Go to your website. Go to Synack.com. I want to thank you for taking. I know you're really, really busy and you're about to head to the airport, and so. With that being said, I want to say thank you to your team. Thank you for help. By the way, thank you for supporting our podcast at RSA.
Absolutely.
And really allowing us to bring our content without, I like to call the meddling aspect of it. So I do really appreciate you guys supporting our vision of providing great content, that's really just for the practitioner, by the practitioner. Your panels were amazing, and thank you so much for just allowing us to be part of what you guys did here today. And this week at RSA. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank
Mark,
you very
thanks
much.
so much. Guys, more about Synack you can find at the bottom of these videos and with the links we've got attached here. But make sure if you're in the local government, someone at a local government, and you care about election security, make sure to go check these guys out, because that service, no one else has it. That's it for us here at RSA. We'll be back with so much more later.